Join me on set for the behind the scenes look of Same Love, Soul Love, shot on a Sony FX30. Come on. Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Zachary. Welcome to the A to the Z show. I am a filmmaker who loves content. Number one, be prepared for a fast-paced environment. When you're on set, things are moving so fast. So you have to be adaptable to every situation. And you have to pay attention when it's your turn to be on set and make sure you are very, very, very quiet. So be prepared to go with the flow and watch everything really expand really quickly. Granted, when it's your time to perform your lines and do your lines, it's gonna feel like it's going slow, okay? But the goal is to really make sure you're paying attention because the environment moves slow, but the environment moves fast, but film moves extremely slow. So that's one thing, be prepared for a fast-paced environment. Understanding the camera settings. So although for the Sony FX30, I was not shooting with it personally, but the behind the scenes person was shooting with it. So they were able to capture a lot of things that I didn't even know was being captured. So it's my job to, because I was acting in Same Love, Soul Love, it was my job to just be on point with the red camera and not even worry about the Sony FX30 that was capturing the behind the scenes. And I really, once I got to look at the footage, I really enjoyed how the camera is, because it's very cinematic, right? And with it being a cinematic camera, you're able to still get that shallow depth of field. You're still able to see clearly. The balance was always correct. So as you're going in and out of these scenes, the behind the scenes person, they were able to capture really good quality, high quality video that I really enjoy watching. And of course you can take a look at it. So really just paying attention to your settings. For me, I always watch a quick YouTube video to really comprehend the settings for any camera that I'm doing or utilizing. So really paying attention to your settings to see what would be the best thing for you. And this particular cinematic camera, the Sony FX30, it's on a pocket camera go. Like, as you guys know, I have Sony FX6. That is not on a pocket camera go. We're shooting on right now, a7 III. This is on a pocket camera go. I have the DJI Pocket 2. That is an on-set camera go. Like, it's really quick. You can just change your settings. So that's the good thing about the cinematic camera, the Sony FX30, is that it is really on the go and easily functioned by someone you want to hire for behind the scenes. But if you're hiring someone, you want to make sure they have their own camera. If not, you guys should be able to work something out. Stay quiet during takes. So with doing the behind the scenes, you can kind of hear some of the audio that was transpiring on set. And the good thing about this footage is that I really love it, because me being inside of Same Love, Soul Love, I am completely checked out and checked into the world that was created, right? So being able to relive some of these moments and to see how quiet it was on set and all you can hear is a mouse say hi. I'm just playing. But to be able to hear how quiet it was and just focusedness on set and utilizing the Sony FX30, it's a really quiet camera. So you also want to make sure your settings is quiet, but being quiet on set so you could capture the audio that is transpiring on set from the actors. And of course, you're gonna hear the director, you're gonna hear the light person, you're gonna hear the person that does slate. But other than that, even with the gaffers and the people that adjust certain things on set, you wouldn't hear any of that because you're supposed to be quiet on set. So with the Sony FX30, you're really able to, it's a quiet camera. And for behind the scenes, you shouldn't be worried too much about audio because you will want to do, you know, a nice little voiceover, what you hear now, okay? So, you know, you want to just make sure that you're quiet on set and you're moving in between. I am addicted to behind the scenes. I love behind the scenes content. I am going to be doing a lot of more behind the scenes content because I'm sitting on so much content. So yeah, definitely want to be quiet on set. Number 4, capturing candid moments. So what I love about the behind the scenes person for Same Love, So Love, they really got into the nitty gritty. When you look at this footage, like just look at it, it's beautiful. She was able to capture us getting ready for hair and makeup. She captured me on set, like my first scene. She was in the window, she was moving and grooving. And you know, always having your camera ready is also a good thing if you're doing behind the scenes, and having it, I will have it on. And when the director yells cut, I would turn it off. And even then, turn it back on so you can get the stuff that is moving quickly. We want to get the stuff that is moving quickly, okay? So really looking at this footage, I was really proud, just because I was in, for the first day, I was in all the scenes and it was like amazing, but it was like tad bit, a little exhausting. But you know, when you are excited about your project and you are doing what you love, that excitement and or exhaustion, excitement is gonna carry you out your exhaustion, if that makes any sense, okay? So like looking at some of this stuff, I'm like, I don't even remember any of this. Like I was so tapped into the world of Same Love, So Love, where I was like, wow, just looking at this footage and just being in the moment and looking at how the director directs and looking at the crew, looking at my acting coach, looking at my mother, looking at all my friends, like the actors, just so grateful and thankful being able to view this footage from a different lens of as the viewer. Because I was the actor, the producer, and to be able to be on your receiving end to see, you know, things behind the scenes was very stimulating for me, and has sparked me to, you know, get out there and write my feature with my writer, and that's coming up. Like, I can't wait to talk about it, but I can't talk about it, but just a little bit about it. My feature is finished and I got with a writer, she's phenomenal, and we were really able to capitalize off of a lot of things. When I say that, like just with things that are going on in today's society, and for sure with that particular movie, I am gonna have behind the scenes. I probably would get it shot with my A7 III because that's my camera, and when I outsourced the behind the scenes person, it kind of came with the package. So paid them a salary for the day, and then they came with their own camera. So those were very good things. So I'm just super excited about watching this behind the scenes footage because it's good stuff, you know. If you are enjoying this video, smash that like button. Number 5, be mindful of lighting. So when you're on set, depending on the scenes that you're in, that's why it's also really good to get a cinematic camera that can shoot in low light if you have low light. And as a behind the scenes person and or people who are just gathering footage, you want to make sure you set your settings accordingly. So even with the Sony FX30, you know, there was like a dark scene. Was it a dark scene? Yes, because yeah, it was the bar scene. The bar scene was really not dim, but yellow lighting. So it was very warm tones. And sometimes that is good for cinematic look, but for other camera settings, like it's not gonna be, you're gonna see shadows and stuff on the actor face, right? Because the red camera that was being utilized, that is being shot, you know, you using lights to light that camera. But for behind the scenes, you know, with a dark space, you probably have to go in and check your settings. So you always want to be very, very mindful of settings, because you don't really want that grainy footage where you're not lit properly. That doesn't look good. Okay. Number 6, respect the crew space. So this particular Same Love, Soul Love short film, we had, let's count it, okay? We had the first scene that was at the hospital, so we had like 6 to 7 actors. We had grip, we had the director, we had the lighting person. Oh, light is the grip, but you kind of get what I'm saying. We had 2 of those. We had makeup. We had so many people on set. It was a lot of people, okay? And the good thing about doing behind the scenes is your job to be seen and not heard and to be out the way. So you always want to give your crew space and opportunity to move, but also be there capturing those scenes. And I think that shooting with the Sony FX30, being able to be in the corner of some place that you're not being seen is really good when you are trying to just get behind the scenes, but you just have to make sure you're paying attention to the crew and where they're walking, where they're moving, and so you can just be out the way. And being very alert and paying attention to your crew, see if you need to guide them somewhere, because when you're shooting behind the scenes, you just want to be out the way. Number 7, take notes and talk to the person who's in charge to see what shots they want. You know, you can go and communicate with the producer or the person that hired you, like, oh, I'm gonna want you to get when I'm directing, and probably because I was an actor producer, and I would say to them, like, I did have a conversation. I would say, like, hey, I would like for you to get everything that you can, but when I'm on set acting, I want to see those moments. Also, it's for me to go back and study, right? Because I'm a student to the game, and being a student to the game, you want to be able to study to see what transpired on set, because it's a look in your eyes if you are an actor, of course, that changes, that shifts of your imagination. And so for things like that, I like to go back and study. So you just want to take down your notes, be mindful of the shots that you are supposed to get. You can free willy like get some candid shots that can be very beneficial for behind the scenes. But for the people that are asking you to get some of the special things, especially like the makeup and hair getting done, the transformation, the costumes I mentioned, and also like the shots from the cinematic camera of the Sony FX30, because it's shot different than a Red, right? And so just seeing the difference in those things. Also said I wanted to see the director and just to learn how, because you, as students of art and film and theater, like, I like to learn from everybody, and seeing how the director communicate when he's trying to get his point across. Maybe the actor isn't giving him something that is working, so maybe, you know, so that, not so much to share with the audience, but to see how to communicate, because that's always the best thing. This is a bonus, so thank you for watching this video, but I would like to say these 24 hours on the set of Same Love, Soul Love was phenomenal. We were able to get a place in LA for like 12 hours. We shot so fast, I think we only did 10. And then the next day, I was able to talk to the people in Long Beach to allow me to film at their workplace. And so as you can see right now, like, it's a whole different setting, and this was the group therapy scene. So you always want those things where you can see what you can get for free, and also making sure that your behind the scenes person is taking pictures of everything before you move them. That's always a good thing. You take pictures before you move things, and so you can put them back. So that's the best thing about that. On the second day, I was a tired sister, so I was so grateful and thankful. Also, one thing to think about when you're shooting, definitely in LA area or any area, you want to make sure you try to get free parking, because I learned a lot doing that, and I'm going to do an expansion video on all of this, but just to show more behind the scenes footage of like to talk to you guys and tell you my experience. That's what was a big thing, because parking was extremely expensive. Okay, so you want to just make sure that you get things that is going to be beneficial for you and lucrative for your budget. Okay, so think about that when you're thinking about locations. If you enjoyed this video, click right here and watch more videos.